And if you're going to use the truck for like, I don't know, hauling dirt, gravel, sand, stuff, whatever, it might be nice to be able to look through the rearview mirror and see what's behind you and see your load. And that's exactly why I have the mirror there, is because I do plan to do that. And so thereby I decided to put a rearview mirror in here, and it works really good. Very happy with it. I just bought a standard like universal fit mirror from the auto parts store, and fabricated that up, painted it so it matches, and now I have a nice rearview mirror. One other thing I did as well, since I did that video that kind of covered the different things that I've been doing, was I replaced all the window hinge arms with new. These are brand new. You know, over the years these get used, and they get a little sloppy side to side, and you know, the wing nut here that you use to tighten it gets a little iffy. So I got 4 new ones of those and bolted them on, and it makes the window really stable. Instead of it kind of rocking back and forth as you go up and down, it's nice and steady. And it's just another detail thing, but yeah, I don't know, everything matters, I guess. And you know, I want this to be as nice as I can make it, based on my budget, and so that's why I went ahead and did that. And so that worked out pretty good. Is there anything else in here I've done since then? No, that's it. The gun kit and the push pull for the tanks. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go underneath the truck and show you how I did that, so you can see what I ended up doing from both the kit that you can buy, which is over here. This is what initially what you buy is it has this vinyl covered steel rope that goes out to the valves that you put on your air tanks. And what I ended up doing was I put one on each side. I know a lot of times the guys put them both on the same side. I decided to put one on each side, and I drilled I have a video that I'll be posting that shows how I did this. I drilled a hole with a plug, then I put in here, and I cut a little gap right here to kind of slide the rope through, and then siliconed it into the hole so that it stays nice and it won't pop out or anything. And then I got this data plate I got that from eBay, and it was already, the person selling it already had it all set up like this, pull to drain air tank. So I actually got 4 of those, and so I have one on each side, and then I have one on the dash, so that I have a data plate showing what goes here. You know, the military loves data plates on everything, so I just wanted to keep that theme going, so I have a data plate for that as well, and that runs underneath and goes to the air tank. So I'm going to hop underneath there and kind of show you actually really both the actual installation, what I did here, plus the add-on with the push-pull in the cab. So bear with me, because I'm going to have to go underneath the truck. I'm going to have to set this down and get underneath there, so just hang there with me for a second while I do this. Okay, rolling underneath the truck, that's fun. Yeah. Okay, where are we? On the right side, yeah. Okay, so the push-pull itself comes right down from the firewall to here. Now what you see, what I did is I went to the hardware store and I got a couple of these small little pulleys, and because I didn't want any kind of resistance when the idea of using it, you know, pulling it or pushing it back in. So I figured I'd get a couple pulleys and run the cables through that. The cable that I originally wanted was, again, that vinyl covered steel rope. They didn't have any, so I ended up buying 2 25-foot rolls of picture framing wire. It was only like $4 for 25 feet, so I got 2 rolls of that, and because I have 2 air tanks, I ran 2 of those together from the push-pull and came down this way. Just as a side note, if you ever wanted to see what it looks like underneath the truck with power steering, that's the setup. So they got the tie rod ends there, and they got the cylinder. It's a short cylinder, and then obviously the hoses and stuff go up from the side over here, and then it just runs up into the engine, and there's a pump that it connects to near the steering box that controls the hydraulic pressure. But that's it. It's pretty simple. Well, simple in the idea that of its operation, but like even the mount here is welded to the differential. So I wish it was a bolt-on operation so that it was easier to do, but if you don't have welding skills to do something like that, then you're kind of stuck. But that's it. So that's what it looks like underneath the truck with a power steering setup. It's pretty basic there. Okay, so again, coming back to here, this is where we start. Back up here, that goes up in the engine firewall, and then it comes underneath the truck, and I ran it along the frame. And what I used here is these are rubber coated clamps that you would use for brake lines and stuff like that. And so I had some of those again. So I just ran the cable through those as cable guides along the side of the frame so it wouldn't droop and hang down. So it goes down the frame, down to the end where it makes a little right-hand turn. Let's go over there and take a look. Just bear with me for a second while I'm doing this. Okay. All right, so like I said, I have this pulley, another one of those pulleys to go ahead and make this 90 degree. Let me get a little closer. There we go. To make this 90 degree turn, and then what it does is it comes along and then it goes to the first air tank, and then it goes to the second one. And what you can also see is I ended up doing something similar with the first system in that I have a pulley there that makes that 90 degree for the one that you could buy typically and do yourself. And so that goes up, and then there above this pulley is another pulley that makes it at a right angle, and it goes to that side of the truck. And this one just kind of comes up at an angle, and then it goes up there, and what you can't see is there's another pulley right there, and then that one goes outside, and that way you can pull it from outside. So I just decided to leave, because I already did all that work to get them in. I just decided to leave them there, and that way I can pull it from outside if I want to, but also have the setup with the new push-pull setup. So I got two ways of doing it now. Didn't plan to do that, but well, there it is. And these are this is what they look like when they're installed. These are set up so that air pressure holds them straight down, and when you pull on these, it actually pulls it slightly to whatever direction. It's omnidirectional, but it basically to the side, and that opens up the valve to allow the water and air to come out. So when you set these up, you got to be careful. You can't set these up with a lot of tension, or else it'll automatically pull it, and then you'll get air leakage. So you got to set it up kind of with a balance of it being not tight, but snug, but not too snug that it's actually pulling on this center part here too much, or else you're going to get leakage. So, and then another thing I did here was as I put the cable through the hole that's right here, I wrapped it back along itself, and then shrink wrapped or heat shrinked tubing over the wrap so that it would be sealed and it wouldn't come undone. So that's how I did that there. And I don't know, I think it turned out pretty well. It's pretty clean, and it works really well from the inside of the cab, and you're golden. So there's that. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing that I did. Again, you have to bear with me. I'm going to put this kind of right here while I climb out from underneath the truck. Nice day though. we haven't had much of a winter up here yet, which is funny. It snowed for a couple days and it's rained for a couple days, and that's it so far. Most of the weather's been like what you see, which is great. It's been anywhere from 65 to 70 every day. Great weather to do stuff. So I've been able to continue my progress of getting stuff done on the truck. There's just been really nice. Okay, another thing that I decided to do was, let's see, I must have switched this around. Stand by. There we go. Was that there's never enough storage. Oh, that's my trailer, by the way. That's a M151A2 trailer. Had to have a trailer that goes with a truck, right? So, and I got it with, of course, the cover, because I'm going to match that. I'm going to get the tarp cover and the bows and stuff for this too, so that they match. But anyway, you never have enough storage in these guys. I mean, we've got storage on the driver's side. That's it. So here's what I did. Because I have super singles on this, I have space for something like this guy right here. Oh, what's that? That is a spare tool storage box that I ended up getting again from eBay, that fits right over the pivot point of the rear axles here. And so I have additional storage. I have one on the driver's side and one on the passenger side, matching. And what's really nice about these particular boxes is that they're a half hinge door, and what that does is it keeps all your stuff in here from, you know, possibly all falling out, especially when you open the door. And it just keeps everything nice and steady in there. And again, it's a military box, so that keeping with the theme of buying all things military for it, even though it wasn't for this originally. And it bolted right through. There was actually, funny enough, there was in the main mounting plate behind this thing, there was 2 holes that weren't used for anything and that were drilled through the plate. All I had to do was just drill through the frame through the holes that were already punched into the bracket, and then run bolts through it, and then of course, you know, put bolts and fender washers on here to keep all that nice and tight. And I got myself 2 more places to put storage. This side I dedicated to like all the fluid stuff. I have WD-40, I have starter fluid, brake fluid, you know, hand cleaner, radiator stop leak. I got all kinds of stuff in here as far as fluids are concerned, and they're in the back, and they're nice, and you can get to them, and they're nice and secure as well. I'll probably end up putting a lock on this down the road here just in case, but this blends so much in with the truck that if you weren't looking for this, you probably wouldn't even notice it. But like I said, the reason I'm able to do this is the super singles give me the room so that when the tires and the axles are moving, you know, there's nothing in there that's going to bump into them. If I had a dually setup, I would have that other wheel here, and I probably wouldn't be able to do this because that wheel would actually end up hitting the box. But because they're super singles, I have the space here. Wheels can go up and down, and they stay out of the way. So that's another thing I decided to do. And I don't have anything in the other box yet, but I'll probably end up putting like I don't know, probably winch recovery stuff in there, maybe the air hose that goes along with the idea that you can plug into the back of this and fill your tires or whatever, use it with air tools or whatever, that kind of stuff. I'll probably end up putting that kind of stuff in the other box, and then I have a whole bunch of stuff that's in the main box already. So, but storage is always an issue. Here's an answer for it. If you guys ever decide that you want to do something similar to it, you can just have a box built. I think the box itself is 8 inches high by 18 inches long by, I think it's about 6 inches deep, 6 to 8 inches deep. And like I said, it bolted right up, and it's all good to go. So anyway, another idea for you if you want to do something like that. I think that brings you up to date as far as what I've done so far on it, inside and out. I don't know, I think that's it. So until the next video, I guess this is the we'll call this current for today. Alrighty guys, I'll talk to you later.